All right, folks, welcome back to the podcast. My name is Peter Langan, and you know, I'm doing well. Alex, how are you doing? I always am doing well.
I like how you have to introduce you first and your last name.
It teaches in case someone doesn't know. Now they
Maybe,
do.
maybe. Yeah, maybe. Things are good. Life is good. I'm in
Okay.
a new house. Got some funky new curtains behind me, which they're not my style or choice at all. Renovations are needed.
Yes.
And I just spent a fortune on a new coffee machine. It's not turned up yet, but I've spent a fortune on it. So that's
Okay.
cool.
Indeed. To put in your new house.
To put in my new house. Priorities. I've not
Yeah.
got a bed to sleep in yet, but I've got a coffee machine.
Do you ever see those films, right? Where it's always usually the bad guy, right? And he has a laptop, right? Okay, right. Picture this. Right? He has a laptop. He's usually in like a flat or house with like literally nothing in it apart from like letters sitting at the door. And literally you just go into the corner, there's a table, a chair, a laptop, and maybe a coffee machine. And he's always doing something really bad. Is that you?
Yes, literally, I'm sat at this round table in my like living slash dining area. I can see where the coffee machine will go.
That's it. And just an empty space then apart from that.
Yeah, literally empty space. Oh, I've been moving stuff in. It's just been taking a bit of a long time anyway.
Yeah,
But
well,
yeah,
everyone's got that picture in their heads now.
I know. Yeah, exciting times anyway. New opportunities, new horizons, and all that. But
Absolutely.
it's really cool.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'd like to talk about YouTube, Alex, because
Okay.
you have a very important milestone. Actually, there's one thing you're going to be able to add to the wall of that new house, but that's kind of connected to this milestones. Yeah,
Yeah,
not the curtains.
not the
So,
curtains.
go on, tell the folks what am I talking about?
So we just crossed 100,000 subscriber milestone, and YouTube sent me a lovely little plaque that has all the name and stuff on it. And yeah,
Has it
so
arrived?
it has arrived in the kitchen. I've not opened it yet because I
Okay,
would like to make a video on that. But other than that, milestone hit. Um,
congratulations.
have been creating content online for a long time, but it's only been in this last 2 years since I've decided to go all in on this personal branding stuff, and it seems to be showing the value, so it's showing just how powerful it is. And but then we're kind of applying that to everything we're doing. So yeah, I think we wanted to talk in this episode about all the other stuff we're doing outside of Amazon. Because if you're watching any of the other previous podcast shows or episodes on here,
Mhm.
all we've ever talked about is Amazon, right? Or like
Mostly.
something that ends up at Amazon. Because obviously we sell a lot of products online. Amazon is a primary channel because it's the biggest
100%.
online marketplace. Why wouldn't you?
It's the only
But
choice, really, like nearly like it's just so good.
yeah, but I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, we're almost thinking about utilizing other channels now and looking at different ways that we can work with different types of people and help them launch products and brands. Because at the end of the day, Amazon is kind of just one leg of what we get up to. We seem to have our hands in all sorts of different pies now, it seems. And one of them that we're looking at venturing into is YouTube. So I think we're wanting to, nothing is set in stone just yet, but we've got some really cool ideas of how we're going to be working with creators and people who have YouTube channels in the future and potentially partner with them to launch products and brands. So we're actually testing this theory out on my channel with a product or multiple products actually in the next few weeks and months. I'm super excited. And yeah, I mean, we've got the channel, but we've also got across all the other social media channels that this brand now is, there's like 400,000 people, and they're all into mountain biking or adventure there or thereabouts. And the product that we're going to be selling is going to be of interest to a lot of those people. So me and Peter are just super excited, and we've partnered with somebody else as well on this product, which is amazing. And I guess that's another interesting point, I suppose, isn't it, to talk about the connections we've made from doing
Mhm.
all this, because although all this just started from helping students selling product on Amazon, we've made some amazing connections off Amazon, which has also led to us partnering with other people to launch
Mhm.
products to the audience that we've built. So that's really exciting. I can't wait to see how that goes. I'm really excited about that, mainly because I'm actually in that space and actively doing it. and building this audience on YouTube and creating videos, creating content. Like I absolutely love it. And there's literally a sea of creators out there on YouTube who have massive audiences and aren't currently monetizing their audience as well as they could be.
So what happens at the moment, Alex? So if, let's say I was a creator, right? The general creator, right? The typical creator, right? How do they think about making income from their hobby, from their passion, from what they do? Like what way do they generally do that now? Like if they come along through the creator grapevine?
Well, most creators, if it's a similar path to what I followed, say on YouTube or even just Instagram or anything, you build your following up, or continue building your audience. And there's two main ways that I monetized my social media. The first one was AdSense, so that's basically adverts on YouTube videos. You know, there's annoying adverts you see every however often.
So to get that, you need like, was it like technically it's like what 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. That's if it's YouTube.
You have to, so once you pass that, you can then apply to join YouTube's partner program, which is where you share the revenue of the ads on videos.
Brilliant.
Obviously, the money you can create from that is insane. It can be life changing, but at the same time, it's hard as a creator just to solely rely on that because it can fluctuate. I mean, you could earn 10, 15 grand one month, 3 grand another month, 15 grand the next month. It's a bit like up and down. It's not like some stable, consistent income. So to supplement that,
and also I think it's worth adding, like that's other traffic as well. Like it's in Google or YouTube's gift. And I don't see them changing that. But again, you are outsourcing that income to someone else, really.
Yeah, absolutely. And then aside from that as well, I went down the route of doing brand deals. So this is where you would partner with a brand and then you would use their product or service and then you would basically share it with your audience. And then you would either get commission based on how many people bought through your unique affiliate link, or it could be a one-off project fee for having like a segment in your YouTube video. So there's so many different ways that you can do it. But you basically partner with brands to promote their products or services. So those are the two main avenues that I have been making money on social media. And that's kind of what most creators will do. And you don't even need a big audience to do any of this. I know, sure, with AdSense, you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, but you can still make money as an affiliate, doing affiliate marketing and promoting products and doing brand deals with a really small audience. Like I reckon you can make a full-time income to live off with less than 10,000 followers and subscribers on all these social media channels.
Especially if you get to know them really well. If you get to know your followers and subscribers very well. Yeah,
definitely. I think a lot of people seem to think you have to have millions of subscribers just to work, but it's not true at all. So what we're doing is, and this is kind of like a gap in the market that we've seen, is like a lot of creators and a lot of people on YouTube and social media aren't utilizing or aren't monetizing their audience as best they could. So we want to come in and offer them like a solution to like where we literally help them build and launch a product to their audience, because we've obviously got the experience of reaching out to suppliers, finding potential products that fit with their audience. We know how to go and make a product really unique, and we know how to launch it. And through all this personal branding stuff that I have experience with, it is like a no-brainer, literally a no-brainer.
Absolutely no-brainer. And I think like if you didn't know Amazon, you wouldn't have a clue how to do this.
Yeah, 100%.
It's
talking about that.
Oh, it's huge. And then in terms of like the opportunity for creators, like what could they do, right? Like, so like we don't have an offer made for this yet at all. Like we're testing this out, but we've no doubt it's going to do well, right? Because it's instead of you're promoting someone else's product, you're promoting your own. Like, so you're making all the margin, but also you're making something that your audience wants. Like, because we're not going to tell someone to make something that's like, I don't know you, Alex, but I think I know the answer. Like, I do not want to promote something to someone's audience that doesn't really resonate with that audience. Like, it has to be something that the creator can get behind and say, look, I am proud of this. Like, this is a good product. This is something that I can build and I can invest in for myself. When I say myself, I mean the creator. I can invest in this and I can grow this out and actually make this something that's really, really, beneficial for my audience. So like what's our potentials there for a creator? Like, do you see, like, you know, and obviously we're testing this now with a little project we're working on, along with another, as you mentioned, a great fella that we've just come in contact with through our Amazon work. What's our potential do you see for creators like doing this? Like, like, is the first two things you spoke about just even scratching the surface of what's possible?
Christ, the opportunity now with the internet is absolutely crazy, right? I just want to quick jump back to a point that you mentioned,
Yeah,
which was I actually forgot about the point I was going to say then. What do you that's a great
it is late. It is late.
it is late. What was I going to say? It was actually a really interesting point.
Oh, flip.
Um, I can't remember. Anyway, we'll carry on. Opportunity is massive. Oh, yeah. So getting behind a product, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So we've done stuff in the past before where I've sold products I'm not really into. I don't use them. I'm not interested in them, but I'll sell them because it'll make money.
Yep.
And other people want them. And that is the case sometimes in business and marketing. But with this product specifically, and the ones we're doing and launching in the future, like I am 100% behind these two products that we're launching right now. And I use them, would recommend them, would get my friends and family to buy them, or like close friends who do mountain biking. And every time we've done promotions in the past or brand partnerships, those have always been the best performing ones where I can get behind a product and my audience almost are following in my footsteps of like, right,
Mhm.
if Alex says this is good, I'm going to buy it because it's fucking damn good. And it's not me being, sometimes when you do paid partnerships, it can come across a little bit. Some people can come across like too salesy, you can just tell when someone's being paid to promote something. Whereas, yes, I'll be fairly honest if I'm being paid to promote something, but I'll still give my goddamn honest feedback and stuff on it.
Mhm.
And if it is a good product, I'll tell people it's a good product and why. And vice versa as well. If there's things I don't like about it, I'll mention that as well. Case in point, like we did quite a lot of promotion recently with some mountain bike breaks, and I've had so many people reach out to me and say they've bought these specific bike brakes because I told them to, or because I was sharing how good they are.
Yep.
And that is just the power of influence and power of building an audience. I don't like the word influencer and stuff, but that is literally the power of influence right there in your face.
Like as an influencer, and I know, like, again, I don't really use that term, but you're guiding people based on your experience, and then they decide whether they want to accept that advice or not. Like, I know you give your honest opinion on your videos. So like ultimately, if people want to accept that, they can. I think in the media, there's a lot of like sometimes negativity around influencers and people sharing their opinion.
Mm.
But again, if I'm sharing an opinion that someone doesn't agree with, that's fine. I'm sure there's someone saying an opinion I don't agree with.
Mm.
You know,
100%. I couldn't agree more.
you
Couldn't
know
agree.
that's the reality. So like ultimately, what we're kind of looking at doing, and what we're going to be sharing a bit about in the future, is marrying these two worlds. So marrying the creator, the helping creators, you know, making a living online and from their audience, serving their audience, but also doing that in a way that helps them source these products and develop these products, because it's not a simple thing to develop a product. Like
No, no. I think what we're going to try and do as well is make it as hands off as possible for the creator.
Mhm.
So, like a lot of other people wouldn't do in our space, we're literally going to go above and beyond for these people and say, look, let us do everything for you. Essentially, you can take the lead and obviously direct it, but we'll go and do all the heavy lifting for you, and then you'll have a brand and product to launch your audience, which is just another massive way you can monetize your audience and continue building your personal brand. Because it's just mind bending, isn't it? The amount of things you can do now on the internet, it's literally mind bending. Because this wasn't available 5-10 years ago.
Absolutely not. No, it wasn't. Like, and to be honest, I sent you something very interesting there a few days ago, and it was that, wasn't it, YouTube subscription has outpaced, it was outpaced traditional TV media in the US or something like that, or
Yeah,
YouTube
yeah,
watch time.
yeah, and I think they were also saying that more people were watching YouTube on the TV as well. So
Yes.
that to me, that was suggesting, okay, so people are going to start watching and preferring longer form content like Netflix or something like that, where you can sit and watch seasons and episodes of things going on. So it's almost, when you notice things like this, it's almost good to capitalize on it and start putting those foundations in place for when that trend does start to go in the right direction, because then you'll already be put yourself in the right place to capitalize on it. Whereas now, obviously, a lot of people are creating short form content, 10, 15 seconds long to grab people's attention, capitalize on the short attention spans. I guess short form content, vertical content is a little bit different than long form YouTube videos. But at the same time, I think people have kind of that short form mentality has bled over a little bit into longer form YouTube, where people are trying to make videos really short and like, really fast cuts, really fast edits and stuff. But sometimes I feel like as long as you've got a good story, something can't be too long. It can't be something can the video length doesn't really matter as long as something's not too boring. So you can make a video exciting and not boring in many different ways. It doesn't just have to be in fast cuts. But
That's funny.
I feel, longer form content is here to stay now. Here to stay. I think a lot of people, will happily sit and watch, say, even if we put this on YouTube, sit and watch this, or
this will be on YouTube.
Behind the scenes of us building brands and stuff online and doing all this stuff. I think that's really exciting for some people.
100%. Well, there's a few things I just want to pick up on there, right? I was listening to the one and only Alex Hormozi today, and he suggested like not to copy his content, because probably a lot of people over the last while have copied his content, right? I'm glad to say I haven't, right?
Yeah.
I'm probably not making a huge pile of content, but I am getting better. But he basically said he switched off all his like social media feeds, and then just that's how he started making his content. He made it original, made it like raw, made it about him, obviously serving his people, and that resonated with people. So if you do that, you'll be unique. And I think the algorithm will reward that if you figure out something that people just click with, right?
Yeah.
And also TikTok, they are actually promoting longer form videos now over short form. And you might be wondering, well, why would TikTok do that? And this is a bit of a thing for TikTok, because it's very hard, because if you think about it, their whole model was based on short form, like a little bit of dopamine, next video. The issue is this: it's very hard to run ads in short form that people actually stick with. So by running long form, the companies can actually promote their products in the middle of long form videos. So that's why TikTok now allows, I think it's a 30-minute video or upload, which kind of is funny because, as I said, it goes against their short.
X is doing that as well. X is doing that now as well, Twitter. So there you can upload super long videos on there now as well. The thing is, if you notice though, if you look at trends, look at trends and what's going on across these platforms. If one platform starts doing it, all the other platforms have to coincide and have to do something similar. Otherwise, they'll get left behind.
100%.
Or they have to incorporate something that competes with whatever YouTube is doing and whatever Instagram is doing. So usually you'll see if somebody comes to market first, the feature, like good example, Instagram stories on Instagram. Yep. When that started to get big, Facebook, I think this was even before they actually got bought out. Facebook started to have stories, ironically.
Yeah, they were. You're right.
Same with YouTube Shorts. That's where all this has come from. And can you do stories on YouTube as well? Oh, you can do stories now on TikTok as well.
You can do posts on YouTube as well now. Yeah, is that what you're saying?
It's all
and stories. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's all very similar. Which I find very interesting. So it's almost about as well being very smart of observing what's going on and trying to be ahead of the curve in some respects.
Well, I think longer form is, like you said, is where it's at.
I prefer long form stuff. I mean, especially for the stuff we're doing with if we're wanting to share more tutorials on what we're doing and how we're doing it and building brands. Like you can share snippets, but I think a lot of people just love seeing love seeing all the details behind what you're doing.
But it's so false, Alex. You see people saying, "Oh, here's 30 grand I made today." Like, but give us some context. Give us some background. Yeah,
you probably spent the last 8 years of your life learning how to do that, and you just happen to capitalize on that in one day. That can happen, obviously, but someone didn't just learn how to do TikTok Shop or how to do Amazon FBA and make all that money in one day. No, like it literally has taken fucking probably years to get to that point. And they've just capitalized and cashed in all that time and it's coming one day.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%, 100%. Well, it's actually gonna be interesting, right? So we'll post this video. I might actually post it on LinkedIn. We'll post it on Twitter as well. Or sorry, TikTok, because it's under 30 minutes. So let's post it there. And we'll post it obviously on YouTube. And just be interesting to see how the algorithm works with it. I don't know. Not planned. Let's just upload it.
Yeah, we should try it and test it.
It is pretty neat though. So yeah, this year is going to be a very good year. I'm so excited. I think like these products, like it's funny. I was walking around and I was messaging Alex and I was like, you could do this, you could do this, you could launch it this way and all this. And he just sits there like this. Yeah, you could, yeah. But I'm going to do this is the way I think it would work really well. Not that he was going to do it this way. He's like, this way I think would work really well. But like there's so many opportunities, he was basically saying. And I think that's what excites me about this, because it's actually you're dealing with people. You're dealing with it's unique, basically, in terms of you can do it any way you want.
Yeah.
And that's different than any
Yeah.
other product launch. This can be done any way you
Oh, yeah.
want. Like there is no rule. There are no rules to this. I think that's the point I'm trying to get across.
I think we'll call it quits there for this podcast, but guys, stick around, because in the next few episodes we will be sharing more about all this stuff, and it's not just going to be all Amazon FBA stuff. Like, yeah, for sure, we've got some really interesting episodes actually with students coming up with some really nice success stories and stuff, which we can't wait to share.
Mhm.
Other than that, we're gonna plan to share more other stuff that we're doing that's interesting when it comes to building brands and launching products online. I think that's really going to be exciting.
100%, 100%. Well, all right, folks. Well, thank you so much for listening, and we'll be in touch very soon.
Ta-da.